Welcome everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the pros and cons of living in Clifton Park, New York, a popular suburb of Albany, New York. Welcome to the Living in Albany, New York YouTube channel. I'm Bob Eberly, and why should you listen to me? Well, I've lived in the Capital District my entire life, so I got a few things to say about it. If you want to learn everything there is to know about what it's like to eat, sleep, work, and play in the Capital District of Albany, New York, and you find value, please hit that subscribe button. I think it's over on that side. I'm not sure. Over there. I don't know. It's on one of the sides. But there's a subscribe button down there below. Click that, and then click that bell notification right next to it. Once you click the bell notification, click all so you get notified every time we upload a new video, which will be at least once a week. While you're at it, if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button, I'd appreciate it. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps the channel grow. If you get any value or you know someone else moving to this area, please feel free to share the video. Finally, if you have questions, you can leave them in the comments section down below, or you can message me directly by going to bobeberly.realtor. Eberly is spelled E-B-E-R-L-E. Can't tell you how many times in my life somebody has misspelled that. If I had a nickel for every time, I'd have a huge bag of nickels. You'll be able to get all of my links there. And again, it's Bob Eberly, E-B-E-R-L-E, .realtor. If we get enough questions, I may even shoot a Q&A video. That could be a little bit of fun. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, let's get into it. Clifton Park, New York is a popular suburb located near Albany, New York. Here are some pros and cons of living in Clifton Park, New York. Let's start first with the pros. It's a great location. It has access to Albany, about 34 minutes to be exact, depending upon the traffic, of course. The strategic placement of Clifton Park along the I-87, we call that the Northway, and yes, it does go south. The I-87 corridor ensures a relatively short commute to Albany, making it convenient to work or business engagements. This is advantageous for professionals and anyone who needs to access the state capital on a regular basis. It's also equally distanced from Saratoga Springs. Being close to Saratoga Springs offers access to the city's renowned Saratoga Racecourse. If you're an animal lover, you probably don't like that place. Historic sites going back to the Revolutionary War times, performing arts venues. Saratoga Performing Arts Center is huge. Get a lot of big name acts there. I've seen everybody from the Beach Boys to Adam Levine there. Mineral springs are also in Saratoga Springs, ergo the name. Residents can easily enjoy the rich culture and recreational offerings of the region. Got to tell you, a Friday night in Saratoga in the summer is a great night out, date night. Both of these locations, as I said, are about 30 minutes north or south from Albany. Albany obviously is south, and Saratoga Springs is north. The community atmosphere, local events. Clifton Park's strong community vibe is evident in its array of local events. These include the Clifton Park Summer Concert Series, which showcases local bands and provides opportunities for residents to come together. Seasonal festivals and farmers markets further enhance the sense of belonging. Safety. Crime statistics. Clifton Park's lower crime rates compared to urban areas are due to the town's focus on community policing and public safety initiatives. The safe environment contributes to a feeling of comfort and peace of mind for residents and families. It looks like I'm sweating. It's because it's really hot in here today. I just put the air conditioner on, which I don't like to do. Recreational activities. Central Park amenities. Central Park's extensive offerings include sports fields, playgrounds, and an amphitheater for performances, and a spray park for kids. The various, or an adult who still thinks they're a kid, the various facilities cater to diverse interests, making it a hub for recreational activities. The Vischer Ferry Nature Trails. Nature enthusiasts can explore the scenic trails along the Mohawk River, ideal for birdwatching, picnics, and experiencing the natural beauty of the region. Convenient shopping, retail variety. Clifton Park Center is the home of a wide range of retail outlets, from national chains to local boutiques. Residents have access to clothing stores, electronics shops, bookstores, movie theater, and much more, all in one central location. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button down below, over here. Turn on the bell notifications so you get notified every time we release a new video. And if you learned anything here, please hit that like button. It helps us grow the channel, and we do appreciate it. It's a nice way of saying thank you. If you think it's great, I certainly hope so, please feel free to share it with a friend. You can also leave comments down below. I do read them. And so far, I've gotten comments on several of the videos I've done, and they've all been very nice. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate the positive and constructive feedback. Okay, we're rounding third base, and we're headed to home. Why do I say that? Because I'm a New York Yankee fan, even though they stink this year. Let's move on to the cons. No place is perfect. Every place has got negative comments. All right, the traffic congestion. That would be number one on my list. I don't live in Clifton Park. I've never lived in Clifton Park, but I've done a lot of business in Clifton Park, and I'm up there on a regular basis. Traffic congestion is a problem. If you live in Clifton Park and you work down in Albany, you're going to run into traffic at the Twin Bridges. Now, it's named after some infamous guy. I wouldn't say he's famous because his name doesn't resonate with me, but it's not George Washington or anybody like that. Everybody here just calls them the Twin Bridges. But for some reason, and nobody can explain this, I think maybe they're looking over the bridges at the Mohawk River. Once you get past the Twin Bridges, the traffic seems to open up. And the same thing will be true when you get out of work down in Albany at 5 o'clock and you're coming up I-87 or I-787, and then you hit what's called alternate Route 7. I think most people don't call it alternate. I'm giving away my age when I call it that, which will hook you up with I-87. It's going to be very congested there at 5 o'clock until you hit the Twin Bridges. After you get over the bridges, for some unknown reason, the traffic opens up and you'll be home in no time. But you do have to deal with that on a daily basis, and some people say it's a real pain in the you-know-what. The cost of living, housing expenses. While housing costs might be lower than in major cities like New York City, where the average price of a house in the city is over $1 million, Clifton Park can be on the higher end of homes. Now, 40, 50 years ago, when Clifton Park first started being developed, they were affordable. Now it's going out of sight. Homes start, usually most nice homes start in the 3s and in the lower 4s. Property taxes. Ooh, this is a sore subject if you live in New York or you live in California. I think they have the same problem. New York State is known for its higher property taxes, and Clifton Park is no exception. Property tax rates can impact overall housing affordability. Now, from what I hear, down in Texas, I understand their taxes are pretty high too. But, there's no state tax in Texas, so they got to get you some way. All right, limited public transportation. Clifton Park's public transportation system is less than comprehensive compared to major urban areas. There are CDTA bus routes that might not offer the frequency and coverage found like in downtown Albany with extensive transit networks. Albany, you can bop around anywhere on a bus. They're less frequent in the outer suburbs like Clifton Park and Guilderland and Niskayuna and Del Mar. And I'll be talking about all those neighborhoods in the future. The suburban feel. It is a suburb. It's a tranquil environment. The suburban setting of Clifton Park offers a peaceful atmosphere, which is why everybody wants to live there. But it might lack the constant energy and diversity found in larger cities. This can be both a pro and a con depending upon your personal preferences. based on the number of houses being built up there and the number being sold, I would say it's more pro than it is a con because people want to live in Clifton Park. The weather. Well, this is the Northeast. What can I tell you? If you're going to live in the Northeast and you've never lived where it snows, you're going to learn how to drive in the snow. There's a little skill to that. We don't shut down just because we get snowed in. I think I've only seen it shut down a couple times in my life. Once was like in the late, I think it was like 87. We had a huge snowstorm before Thanksgiving, and I think it was late October, early November. And at that point in the year, leaves are still on the trees. So there was trees cracking and falling down all over the place because the snow stuck on the trees rather than if there's no leaves, the snow falls right through the trees to the ground. So that incapacitated the area for a couple days before we got cleaned up. Everybody was out of power. I remember at the time I owned a house that was totally electric. I had to go out and get some of the snow, melt it on the gas grill so we could flush the toilet. It was a poop show, to say the least. But that's the risk you run. But you know what? It's a heck of a lot better than living in Florida and dealing with hurricanes 2 or 3 times a year, or living in Oklahoma and having tornadoes take your house for a ride like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. That's just, there's no perfect area. Every place has got their issues. California, as beautiful as the weather is there, you're living on the San Andreas Fault. You're going to have earthquakes. You could fall into the ocean at any moment. Hey, it's important to remember that everybody's needs are different. So take the time to evaluate what's most important to you. And when making your decision, consider factors such as your job opportunities if you're looking for a new one, cultural experiences, and proximity to family and friends. If you are looking for a new job, I did shoot a video that should be up by now that talked about the job opportunities here in Albany, New York. Whenever I say Albany, New York, I don't just mean the city of Albany, because even though it's the state capital, it's really not that big. It's less than 100,000 people live in Albany. So when we say Albany, we mean pretty much everything from the town of Bethlehem to Lake George. As I said, my name is Bob, and I'm a New York State real estate broker, associate broker, here with eXp Realty in the Capital District. New York State says I have to introduce myself, so to cover myself, I got to tell you my name is really Robert L. Eberly. No one ever called me that except my mom, and that was never good when she called you by your full name. Everybody calls me Bob, and you can too. We are the area's #1 relocation team here in the Capital District. We get people reaching out to us all the time since I started this YouTube channel. I've had relocations in the past, but never at the speed that I'm getting them with this YouTube channel. So I thank you all for that. You can call, email, text, however you want to get a hold of us. Send us by carrier pigeon. Doesn't matter to me. You can go to bobeberly.realtor. As I said, you can get all my links there. You can hook up with me on social media. I'm on all of the platforms. I don't think all the platforms are at bobeberly.realtor, but they are. The most important thing you can do there is you can schedule a time on my calendar, and we'll jump on a Zoom call. We'll talk about your wants and your needs, and based on what you tell me, I will be able to advise you on where I think you might want to be looking. Hey, however you want to get a hold of us. When it comes to moving to the 518, we got you back. Give us a call. I'll talk to you soon.